Oh man. In recent weeks, there have been several road crashes across the island, causing persons to lose their lives. And in this regard, we've invited Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie to give us an update, and he does so via phone. Morning, ACP McKenzie.
ACP, morning, what go on?
Brian, good morning to you guys. Good morning to your viewers.
Yep, ACP, before we get to the specifics and the numbers and stuff, every now and again I read and I hear that there are hot spots, accident hot spots. And even though I understand what you mean, what makes it a hot spot?
Well, what makes it a hot spot is the fact that we have more than 2 accidents, resulting in deaths on that particular stretch of road.
I understand that, ACP. Sorry to jump in. My question is, why would it be a hot spot? Is because the road is a corner, you can drive hard on it. What makes it? I understand what you're trying to say, but why is it a hot spot in the first place?
Well, the first thing is that area, it may be a corner, and what we find is that persons tend to overtake there.
Okay.
It may be that it is an approach of a bridge, and so the sighting is not as good as it should be.
Okay.
And so it makes that area or point vulnerable, our road users vulnerable to that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the statistics like at this point of the year, ACP?
Well, at this point, we have 162 collisions by 184 deaths, which is -3, -5, when it's compared to last year. Still far too much. What we find is that motorcyclists continue to be the highest category of road user that is killed on our roads. The number is 48, and it is followed by private motorcar drivers at 43, and then pedestrians at 38, as at yesterday morning. So we have a problem with these categories.
It sounds because, people would think the public passenger would be the one that the statistics are higher than the private, but it's not so at all. What are some of the reasons? Speeding, for sure, is one of the challenges?
Well, one of the things that we have observed is that we have quite a bit of single vehicle crashes, and whilst in terms of public passenger vehicle, we do not have a lot of those drivers being killed. The involvement of the vehicles is actually about 20%.
Okay.
The last time I checked. So,
sorry, ACP, the involvement of the public passenger vehicles like taxis and buses you're talking about?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's 20%?
20%. So out of the 162 collisions, when I checked the last time, it was about 30 thereabouts.
Okay.
So,
and when you say single vehicle, you mean I am just driving and I just drive up now wall or something like that?
Right, or drive off the roadway and so on.
Okay.
So we have had quite a bit of that, and when we look at the data for the past 3 years or so on.
Wow.
How can you make a hot spot not a hot spot? How can you change that?
The first thing that we need to do is to put signs there. The next thing we need to do is to look whether or not we need to improve the roadway. Also, we need to educate drivers as to the type of crashes and the cause of it. And so these things will help in terms of not making it a hot spot.
Yeah, I hear what you say, but what about the speed traps, for want of a better word? Why would you not have some of those traps close to the hot spots? So at least
that is exactly what is being done. As a matter of fact, what we have done is to map all the spots that we have excessive speeding, that we have improper overtaking, which are 2 of the main causes of crashes.
Okay.
And what we do, we conduct speeding exercises in those areas.
Mm-hmm. ACP, I want to talk a little bit about the motorcyclists, because I keep hearing that they're a challenge and the statistics don't seem to be going down. What is the challenge, though? Personally, I see some of them riding and I say, these people don't know the road code because they overtake when they're not supposed to, then brake lines, all kind of things. What is the challenge with the motorcyclists?
the first thing is that when you are on a motorcycle, you are actually prone to crashes in that it takes far more concentration to drive a motorcycle.
Okay.
One of the problems that we have in Jamaica is that many of the persons who drive motorcycles, over the years, they were not trained in driving per se. They just get up and, as we say, ride a motorcycle. They used to obtain a provisional driver's license without being tested before. Since November last year, we are having persons doing tests to ascertain their knowledge in terms of driving and use of the road before they get provisional driver's license. So that is one of the factors. The other thing is that we have quite a bit of those motorcycles that are not being maintained properly. So there are defects in the brake system. And in other situations, the practice of how they are being driven on the roadway is another matter. They drive in the middle of the road, they disobey traffic signs, they drive up one-ways, and so on. And so these practices make them more vulnerable.
Yeah. ACP, I suspect you can't police every single road all the time. But between me and you, the way I see some of the public passenger vehicles, how the drivers drive. So how come some of them still on the road, ACP?
Well, the truth is that, we have done a lot. I have often said it, that in Jamaica, we issue an average of 450,000 traffic tickets yearly, and that does not include the issuance of summons and arrests. A lot of that involves public passenger vehicle, and of course, you know that we police public passenger vehicle in concert with the Transport Authority. The fact is that we have an issue with a lot of them having outstanding tickets, which we hope will be addressed soon when we have the Road Traffic Regulations Commission. And so in the absence of warrants, a lot of them are still driving, which they shouldn't be. So these are some of the things we are working on.
Yep. I noticed that sometimes when we catch, I say we, as in Jamaica, we catch criminals, the Jamaica Eye System is very helpful. What about that system? Does it help with traffic offenses? Can you look back at something and say, yeah, man, that man is not supposed to be on the road? Does that help?
It has been very helpful, Neville. In fact, we have quite a number of fatal crash cases that are in the courts that the Jamaica Eye has helped us with. And we, of course, have detected multiple offenses and have prosecuted persons. In fact, there was a recent crash that was a hit and run, and it was the Jamaica Eye that we actually viewed and helped us to find out which vehicle it was. And so the person was taken into custody, arrested, and is before the court now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, boy, you have a big job. But and I think some of the pedestrians, there's an area in Halfway Tree where the old, where PBC, Public Broadcasting Corporation.
South Odeon.
South Odeon. That I'll be coming down, say, from your police station there, right? I have the green light going up Eastwood Park. And then there are pedestrians crossing, like in front of the transport center, right by the gas station there. And they are crossing when I have the green light and the loaderman, them run across the road and grab them. And sometimes, no disrespect, so I see police officers out there and them still do it. Why?
Well, the truth is that the Halfway Tree is really a major hub in terms of a transportation hub. It is really a highly commercial area. A lot of pedestrians traverse all the roads around it. And so the management of it is crucial. Unfortunately, it cannot be that all the vehicles stop all at once and allow everybody to cross, because it actually takes time and then it will back up traffic. We used to have a pedestrian guide rail system, which some of it has fallen in disrepair. It is a discussion I have been having with the authorities, because that will help in terms of channeling pedestrians and having them use crossing the roads at appropriate times.
Okay.
In the absence of that, that has been challenging, but it is something that we have to work through.
All right. Stay safe, my friend. God bless you. Thank you so much for your service, you and your colleagues, and look after yourself. All right, sir?
Thank you very much, you and your viewers.
All right. Gary McKenzie, Assistant Commissioner of Police at the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch. I don't know if you understand what I say.
Yeah.
Come here, come up straight, you know. And if you ever go on like you don't want to stop, you know. I mean, them look at you like you don't know how to drive and come out that way, and I have the right away. Green light, and I'm coming through, and when I reach right in the middle, you just see a whole lot of people just across the road, I be saying, ease yourself, youth. I don't understand. All right, coming up next, student leaders take on health of our teachers, hugely important.